So again this season, Bruno Fernandes has been played in a different position under Eric Ten Hag. He's also been in the attacking midfield position this season. He's been played out on the right, he's been played out on the left, but for the first time this season against Brentford, a little bit against Newcastle, not too much, but especially against Everton and Brentford, he's been played in that deep role that Ericsson had for the first part of the season, where Fred's been a bit, McTominay sometimes, but they've been usually eights. But he's the first player since Ericsson went injured who can win that role and fulfilled it. And in this video, we're going to look at that new role and how he did in that role. So we'll first look at his heat map this season in the Premier League. So you can all see in that attacking midfield role, just over the halfway line, across that line, he roams around, but across the halfway line, that's where he's most comfortable. That's where he's been for most of his Man United career. And he's been in that sole number 10 role, being able to roam about. And then if we look at his heat map versus Brentford, going over the halfway line, as you would do as just a midfielder in general, but see where that heat red is, that's where he's mainly been, and that's in that deeper role, on that left-hand side, in that deep role, picking up the ball from the defence and just spraying passes around. And it's the same against Everton. He hit a lot on that right-hand side. That was mainly from corners and just rotation positions. That's allowed with maybe Sabitzer in a team. But also in that left deep role, picking up the ball from the defence and being a dictator of play. Completely different to what we see this whole season, where it's been in that centre attacking midfielder role, but just a lot deeper. And now the stats are quite striking with what he's done in these two games. And we'll first up talk about the game against Brentford, because that was earlier. 111 touches, second most in the Premier League this season for him. 17 touches, defense third, fifth. 55 touches in the midfield first, which is his most in the season, which is quite surprising. You still thought against other teams and other games where he's dominated the ball, you still think he has them touches, but it's the most he's had. And still, even though he's playing this deep role, he's getting the attacking third, 40 touches there, which is fifth most this season. So having this ability to be on the ball also allows him to get further up the pitch, because we have that progression. The reason he's moved into this role is because against Newcastle, we were playing McTominay Sabitzer as that number 6 role in what he has been occupying this few games. We just couldn't progress the ball, couldn't get up the pitch. Moving him back, we were able to get up the pitch and then also get further up the pitch with him. 85 out of 103 passes, second. 1,576 total passing distance in yards, first. So he's getting the ball and he's making the most of it as well. Progressive passing distance, 553 yards, second most. Passes into the final third, 9. That's his most this season. He's getting on the ball and he's doing stuff with it. 58 carries, third. Didn't create that many chances against Brentford, 3, but still quite a lot. It's his usual standard from number 10 role, 3. But also 7 and 9 long balls is third most. He's just very good, isn't he? Just very, very good. But against Everton, he was even better. We saw against Brentford we did very well in the first half against Brentford, but in the second half we kind of slowed down a bit. And we saw he can play this role. Don't know how long, we don't know how many times he can play that role, but he's shown he can do that. But against Everton, it was even better. So as you can see against Everton, a lot of first, second and thirds. Most touches 119, most touches in his defensive third 24, so he's picking up the ball. Everton did a high press, unlike Brentford. That's maybe what skewed it. Brentford didn't really press high that much. Everton did, and just allowed him to get touches in defensive third. 52 touches in the middle, third, second. 43 touches in attacking third, second. He's getting touches even though he's in the attacking third, even though he's playing a deeper role. It's astonishing what he did against Everton. An all-time performance with him at Man United. 90 out of 109 passes, his most ever passes this season in the Premier League game. Second most passing distance, but yet most progressive passing distance. So he had more passes against Brentford, but more progressive against Everton. 8 passes into final third. Second most, 87 carries most. So he's dribbling, he's bringing the ball up pitch that way. 6 chances created, it's third most, second to Leicester and Tottenham, and which is quite surprising, especially from that deep role. But it's quite amazing that he got 9 chances created against Tottenham from a number 10 role, 9 chances created against Leicester when he played on the right, 6 chances created here against Everton, and that's his third most. All 3 different positions. Amazing. 2 big chances created, it's third most this season. 8 out of 14 long balls, third most. Just an all time. It was kind of Paul Scholes-esque. Just get the ball. You can dribble a bit if you want from the carries, but spray the passes around. Find the feet of the wingers, the strikers. Put balls over the top. Put balls out wide. Just get on the ball and dictate the play. And he did that. He controlled the game against Everton. He was so good against Everton. We have kind of Ericsson done that a few times this season. Not too many times, but he just controlled the game. Passing the ball, picking up the ball, finding pocket space, short passes, long passes. It was amazing what he did against Everton. And now I don't think this is a long-term thing. With Ericsson coming back, there's not really space for them two to play together, obviously, and Casemiro as well. So I think number 10 will be his position, but this allows opportunities to mix it up a bit. We now know he can play this role. We haven't seen this at Man United before. I think I remember in his first game against Wolves back in 2020, he did this. He started out at number 10 with Pereira as the progressor, deeper. He couldn't do it. Bruno came back, but that was the only real time he ever did it. And obviously now he's done it in this role. And this is the first time we've seen it. But we know kind of what we want when Casemiro or Ericsson missing. Bring Bruno back. He's able to do it. We want maybe Fred and McTominay also bits two of them, three next to him, because you kind of need that defensive stability from other players. But we probably can see Bruno play next to Casemiro and have maybe Sancho at number 10 with Anthony on the right, with Rashford on the left and Martial at top if we want to go ultra attacking. We now know we can do that because we can see that Bruno's played in this position now and is really, really good. It's better than any Ericsson performance this season from that role in his first 2 games in that position. Now, no, Everton and Brentford aren't the greatest teams. Brentford are quite good, but they played quite bad. Same with Everton, but with more packed midfield, a better ball player, with better midfielders against him, with less space in there, maybe he probably can't do it, but he found the space. That's something McTominay, Sabitzer and Fred can't do. They can't find spaces. He found a space. He found the areas where Everton midfielders were and where the gaps were, and he was able to do it, which other players haven't been able to do. We haven't seen that in years at Man United. Ericsson's kind of do that, but like Fernandes, he's played his whole career in the attacking third, playing his deeper role. He's not quite suited that yet. Bruno just came in, found the spaces, found the passes, knows where he needed to be, which is very surprising. This is why I'm making the video, because we can maybe see this in the future. We can maybe see Sancho move into the number 10 role where he probably is a bit more suited, where he can find them. He's not a player out wide. He obviously starts out wide, but in them pockets, in the middle, rolling left to right, finding spaces there, that's where he excels. And we can play that with Bruno behind him. Just a different dynamic against teams. This is what's so good about Bruno Fernandes and what Ten Hag can do with him. Different teams, different dynamics, different players, different styles. It just keeps the opposition guessing, can exploit the opposition in different areas. It's just a wonderful player and just 2 wonderful performances. And now I don't think he's going to be in this position full time now, but I think we probably will see it more often now, with maybe a Fred or McTominay ahead of him rather than him behind him. Let me know what you think of this Bruno role, how good he was against Everton and Brentford, whether you think he'll be this role in the future. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Bye.